Welcome to I Said What I Said. I'm Brad Wakai. That's Tyson Gentry. Tyson, we are finally here. We are just coming out of the Baltimore Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs NFL game here. What an insane ending.
Yeah, I mean, I still hate Todd Monken. We'll get into all this later next week, where we have a little bit more in depth, and we think will be, easily digestible and everything like that for the listeners. But this is certainly something that we're going to circle back to, and we can talk about it a little bit here if you want. But this is our betting show, folks, and this is the first one of the year, so we're excited. And typically, in years past, Brad and I have started really hot in the NFL and then tapered off kind of as the year's gone on. Things got a little sharper, and we showed that maybe we don't know as much as we think we do. We're hoping for the exact opposite this year. I'd love to start 0-5 this week. That means I know that week 17 I'm cooking.
Well, let's get to it, man. We both have 5 picks. I'm going to start off with my play of the week as we jump into our first bets of the season. I'm taking Jets plus 4.5 on Monday Night Football. That's minus 110 on DraftKings. People are scared of this. I'm not. I am not. Give me Aaron Rodgers. Give me Bob Saleh going back to the Bay and getting the points here. Now, I'll tell you why. It's not just blind faith. Super Bowl losers are 5-19 against the spread since 2000. Unbelievable figure. Then you factor in that San Francisco's 4-9 against the spread when three plus point favorites in the past 13 games. Oh, baby, Kyle Shanahan, where are you at? Then how about this one? Monday Night Football dogs against the spread since 1998 is 29-12-1. And then just come on, Aaron Rodgers is 11-8 against the spread and 13-6 straight up on Monday Night Football. I mean, could we be seeing an upset here? Give me Jets plus 4.5 to be safe.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is 0-0 on Monday Night Football since tearing his Achilles, and that's why everyone else is afraid of this number. I love where your head's at. This is a great way to get started. And in typical I Said What I Said fashion, and this one being the first one of the year, I'm going to need you to push the button to show me the order that I have these picks in, because I got the bet slip all out of whack, and that is totally on me. But I believe my play of the week is the Miami Dolphins over the Jacksonville Jaguars, sitting at it's minus 3.5 at minus 102 here on FanDuel. It's early season Miami Dolphins. And then they're going to score 1 billion points. They're going to cover this number. I don't trust Jacksonville. You can go listen to our divisional preview here. There's apparently, according to reports, Christian Kirk is now off the field in 2 wide receiver sets. And we make fun of them all the time for the investment they've made at wide receiver, but trotting out Brian Thomas Jr. as a rookie in the X role, and then having Gabe Davis across the field from him, essentially doing similar things, just doesn't seem like a recipe for success to me when you're trying to keep up with the fastest team in the NFL. I think Miami's going to throw a party.
Well, Tyson, I'm sticking in the same game because you mentioned the offense. I'm going to take over 49. That's minus 110 on DraftKings. I'm a little worried about the buyback, but these are 2 new defensive schemes. Are we sure that they're ready to go? I mean, Jacksonville, they wanted to upgrade on offense. That was their focus. Well, we know the defense was an issue. Did they get better? I mean, maybe the scheme's better. Does that help them? I don't know. Sometimes the personnel, I mean, you got to have good groceries to make a good meal. I'm not sure if they do there. And like you said, it's early season Miami Dolphins, baby. They're going to have some wrinkles. McDaniel's been in the lab just cooking up things that he can do with Achane and these receivers. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, they're both healthy. Tua Tagovailoa got paid, so he's happy. Mike McDaniel wants him there. Come on. They might score 40 themselves. Over 49 for my second play.
Are the Miami Dolphins the scariest team with the new kickoff rules, with the dudes they have on the roster? Not the guys they have returning kicks, but if they have to win a game and you put Achane and Tyreek Hill back there, who is stopping them with this new kickoff?
That's scary. That is scary.
We might have to fade all Dolphins players in fantasy football going forward. They might score every kickoff return touchdown. My next one here, I believe, again, is the Atlanta Falcons minus 3.5, playing the Pittsburgh Steelers here. We get reports today that Russell Wilson, who hasn't been on an injury report the entire summer, all of a sudden has hurt his calf or whatever it was, to the point where, he's now listed as questionable. He's going to play. Does it matter? I don't think so. I think that Atlanta is going to come out here. It's some new juice, right? It's the first game of a new regime. We've seen this time and time again in the NFL. We're not going to be able to judge these Falcons off of one game, but I do think they're going to look damn good. Kyle Pitts has a clean bill of health. Drake London has a clean bill of health. Bijan Robinson has a clean bill of health. And I still don't believe the Pittsburgh Steelers can score enough points to keep up with the majority of the teams in the NFL until enough film is put on tape, for the defense to really get cooking.
Russell Wilson dealing with a calf injury too. You see that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it came out today. He hasn't been on like any injury report all year, but weird stuff is going on. Like we're Eagles fans. Devin White hasn't been on an injury report all of camp. All of a sudden, he can't travel to Brazil. He's still hurt with his ankle, and then there's like, oh, he got outplayed. But then Isaiah Rodgers, who also has not appeared on one, it didn't make the trip either. He's not playing. I think that there's some funky stuff here going on in the NFL Week 1. We had Harbaugh being told by the NFL that he has to put Herbert on the injury report list. What the hell is happening?
I don't know. It is super strange. But Tyson, I'm going to take an under in the Commanders-Bucks game, under 42.5. That's minus 105 on FanDuel. Now, I know everybody's super pumped about it. Jaden Daniels going on the road. Rookie looks awesome in camp. And at least, we're excited about him. But you're giving me Todd Bowles and his defensive veterans against a rookie. You know how this ends, folks. And then how about this one? The rookie QBs in their first start on the road, the team total is an average of 18.8. And then I'm thinking about this. I'm like, okay, well, does that mean the Bucs are going to kill them and this can be a high-scoring game? Well, Baker Mayfield is 35% against the spread as a favorite. To me, that says struggling offense. Plus, the Bucs have a new offensive coordinator. We don't know how this thing is going to look without Dave Canales. Baker Mayfield got paid because of Dave Canales. The offense was clicking because of Dave Canales. What is it going to look like without him there? Are there going to be some struggles? Is it going to start slow? Then you have Dan Quinn on the defensive side with Washington, with veteran-laden guys who he's worked with or at least wanted to be in this system, can pick things up quickly. I think this is a rock fight down in Tampa.
And for the first 60% of what you said is the reason why my next play is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here at minus 3.5. This is the team that made the playoffs and won a playoff game a year ago. And I know they played a lame duck team in the playoffs. They still won a playoff game. And I love Jaden Daniels. I think the kid's going to be awesome if he can stay upright. Todd Bowles is a horrible guy to see sitting across from you in your first game in the NFL. He's a horrible guy to see sitting across from you in your 100th game in the NFL. Todd Bowles can coach defense for as much flack as he's received over the years. I think the Tampa Bay gently reminds everybody, hey, we could win 10 games. Everybody being mean to us. It's the Falcons are the new show in the division and all that stuff. I think the Bucs might have a little something to prove.
Well, I've gotten into these, and it's a 6-point teaser, and I'm going to be playing this a lot this year. And the first one I'm doing is Cowboys plus 8.5, Colts plus 9. That's minus 120 on DraftKings. I'll just put this out there. We love FanDuel, but if you're looking to play 6-point teasers, which is the way to do it in the NFL, you got to go to DraftKings. It's minus 120 compared to minus 134 on FanDuel. You got to save yourself 14 cents of juice. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So here's why I'm playing this. Now, divisional dogs, which the Colts are, they're 37-15-1 against the spread in week 1 since 2014. The familiarity factor, just you have a ton of time to prepare for people you know about and their tendencies. So I'm getting not just 3, which is what this line was, which would be the normal against the spread. I'm taking it over a touchdown. I'd love this play here, especially them at home. And CJ Stroud is 3-5 against the spread as a favorite. Now it's a small sample size, but still, to me, we kind of forget because the Texans were so good last year. But on the road, this was a completely different team than when they were at home. And then when they were not expected to win, it was like, whoa, the Texans are surprising people. And then as soon as their expectations, they didn't meet those. And so I think here, it's a different year, but I'm going to take the points with the Colts in the second leg with the Cowboys plus 8.5. Listen, is anybody buying what the Browns are trying to sell? Apparently, the locker room is a mess with Deshaun Watson. He's limited. He's a freaking starting pitcher in the MLB. Oh, is my elbow sore? He's got inflammation. Dude, what have you been doing? Anyway, outside of that, he's 14-19-2 against the spread as a favorite. So just not necessarily great there. Now, I will say Dak Prescott against anybody that's not the NFC East has not done well. There's not good numbers there, especially on the road. But Tyson, I got to go to history here. The Browns are 2-16-1 straight up in week 1 since 2005. Their only 2 wins have come the past 2 weeks. I don't want to say water's going to hit its level here, but holy smokes. I mean, history suggests that this team is bound to be disappointed in week one. And so when you combine that fact, I'll take over the touchdown. Give me 8.5 here as the second part of this teaser, minus 120 on DraftKings.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson has Ben Simmons levels of like, I don't care. I mean, it's amazing to watch in real time. Somebody just ruin guaranteed money for the rest of the NFL. I don't know how many friends he had in the league before this, but I think it's gone down. Well, you're going to have to remind me which one of these unders I have in this order here. But I believe it's this is the Giants Vikings. See, that's what I needed. I got a little ahead of myself here. Look, guys, Sam Darnold is going to score 14, 17 points. I think Kevin O'Connell's awesome, and I think this Giants defense is really bad. And maybe we're going to get the Sam Darnold Panthers experience where you look around and you're like, well, he's still only 27 years old, and he showed a little something. And I still don't think that the Giants are able to add the 15 points necessary if the Vikings score 27. These are two of the kind of bottom feeder offenses in the league right now, and I know people are high on the Aaron Jones thing. I'm personally not. I know people are excited about Malik Neighbors, and I'm right there with you. He's not scoring enough points to really make this matter, I don't believe. This is one where I think later in the year we're going to start creeping below that 40 number if these two teams were to meet in like week 11.
Well, Tyson, my last play, it's another teaser, and I have the Giants in it. So I'm taking Giants plus 7.5, Panthers up to 10. That's minus 120 on DraftKings. And to your point, well, I was looking at this under here. Giants home games have been 24-8-1 to the under in their last 33 contests. Holy smokes.
And they made the playoffs one of those years.
Yeah, it's insane to think about. So one, that's good for Tyson. Second, if I'm getting the low scoring game here, fewer possessions or, just shrink down the number of points that are being scored, why wouldn't I take this number up to 7.5? It's 1.5 right now. I'm getting above a touchdown. I think that's great. And then you factor in Daboll's 22-13-1 against the spread in his career, and Sam Darnold's 22-33-1 against the spread. I'm feeling good taking this thing up above the touchdown. And on the flip side, Panthers, I know it's gross, people. I know you think Bryce Young sucks. I know you think the Panthers are a disaster, but this is a new season. This is the NFL. It's not just not for long on careers. It's not for long for your perception. The Panthers, just like any other team that's been in last place, could go worst to first. How many times we sat back and said, oh my God, how'd that team win the division? We just did it with the Texans last year. Now people are calling them Super Bowl favorites in some circles. Like it's crazy. Not that extreme, but people love the Texans now. And last year, people thought they're going to be the worst team. So I say all that to say, road dogs in the past 20 years in week one, just in the past 20 years are 113, 96-8 against the spread. Okay. Divisional dogs in week one since 2014 are 37-15-1 against the spread. So we have trends on our side here. We're getting the number up to double digits. Oh, it's just hard for me to think that Dennis Allen is going to be able to come in here and lay the wood on this Panthers team. I know they're really bad, but a new life with Dave Canales, I think the offense can't look as worse as it did last year. And so that's what I'm banking on. So that is my final play. Teaser leg, Giants plus 7.5, Panthers plus 10.
People are already annoyed with you with like much your like victory lapping the Tua thing at the moment. If Bryce Young hits, you're gonna have to deal with it from both of us because that's the way that this thing is going. If you think the Tua love or whoever else that we maybe go a little overboard for sometime, if Bryce Young hits, man, we're going to the moon. And my last one here, this is just welcome back to the league for Harbaugh. And I have the under here in the Chargers-Raiders game. That number is 40.5, minus 110 on FanDuel. This is a ball control game. I still am very much of the opinion that Justin Herbert is a good NFL quarterback, and he's not going to be asked to do a lot of really high-level NFL quarterback things in this Jim Harbaugh system. I think that they're going to run the ball. I think you're going to get a lot of Gus Edwards. You're going to get a lot of J.K. Dobbins. You might get some Kamani Vidal here and there. And, I don't think either one of these offenses are scaring anybody in the league. And when you kind of match them up with each other, and again, this is a divisional game as well. This is an important one. Gardner Minshew might just upend this whole thing, and Devontae Adams is 170 yards, and I'm looking around like, God damn it, I can't believe I got Minshew'd here. But this is another one that I like quite a bit. I think that we're going to see this is the lowest possession game, I think, in the league this week to me. And it's all about Harbaugh, and I'm going off of things, that are a decade old at this point. But the guy is who he is, and he's going to punch you in the face. He's going to control the clock, and he's going to play defense. And
I think Antonio Pierce probably wants to do that for the Raiders as well. Like, I know they got Myers and Devontae, but he wants to run the ball. Like, let's not kid ourselves here. So, all right, well, 5 plays each for us. Let's hope we start off hot. Tyson, I'm not going to lie to you. I was tempted on some other things. Now, these have been out for a long time, these numbers. And so any late movement is really going to come from the sharps as the limits increase and things are going to start moving. So there's a chance we maybe get another number. There's a chance maybe there's a team total or something we jump on. So where can the people find that for us adding plays?
It'll be in the Discord app. The group name, as I said, what I said. And if you notice here, Brad and I took unders. We took spreads. There's some touchdown bets out there, folks. There's some yardage bets out there. There's a whole bunch of, we're back. I mean, you can spend hours in some of these sports books looking at all the bets for one game, let alone all 16 of them this weekend. So anything that you can think of will be in the Discord app. We'll be doing our best to put in, live things. And look, man, I got to get all the way to Sunday to know who I think is going to score a touchdown. I don't have it in my head right now.
Exactly. So in the meantime, at least on the podcast side of things, like, subscribe, and share the show. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button. If you're listening in podcast form, go ahead and give us 5 stars if you haven't already. We've been talking about it and teasing it, and we don't want to keep pounding the dead horse here. But I mean, we got a lot of content coming out in football season. Like, we ramped it up last year. We think it's going to be even better coverage this year. So we want you to stay subscribed so you're not missing a single thing. And if you like what you're hearing, go ahead and share the show. If you hate what you're hearing, send it to an enemy. It does not matter. And get busy in those comment sections. We love interacting with you guys, letting us know what you guys think. So if you got plays, put it in the comments. We'd love to interact with you. Maybe we write something together. That's going to do it. We hope you enjoy week 1 in the NFL. We'll be back next week breaking down everything that we just saw on the gridiron in the NFL. And we'll talk to you then. Peace.